So you want the real pros and cons of actually living here in Macon, Georgia. You don't want the dumb internet data that you have no clue about. Maybe you've never been here and maybe you have work, maybe you're joining the military and moving over to Robins Air Force Base, or heck, maybe you just want a better cost of living because the United States is so expensive. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact pros and cons. I've lived here for the past 5 years and I'm a real estate agent that sells about a house a week. So I am constantly boots on the ground, driving through Macon, so much so that I have a hybrid Camry that gets 47 miles a gallon because I drive so much. But in this video, I got your back. And just so you know, before every single time I hit record, I always pull the freshest data. So for this video, this is the up-to-date information to prevent you having to go ahead and search on the internet all of the different local statistics. And that is why I designed this YouTube channel, Living in Middle Georgia. If we haven't introduced ourselves to one another, I'm on the screen right now for you. My name is Luke. I run the Living in Middle Georgia real estate team, and I make these videos for you to be able to help people buy, sell, invest, and relocate here to Middle Georgia. So if you ever need anything at all my contact information is in the description below, and all of my free resources and guides are there as well. But let's start off with pro number one. It's gonna be the cost of living, and it can actually buy you a house. So if you look at today's numbers, Atlanta, the average home price is over $380,000. When you come down here to Macon, Georgia, we're sitting at $154,000 on average. Now, I will say something. Half the cost of living, right? Literally a house is half the price, but we also have to be upfront and honest with ourselves. Metro Atlanta has fantastic jobs that pay extremely well. So for that cost of living to make sense, you might need to make sure that you have a remote job. You might be going down to Robins Air Force Base and going on usajobs.gov and getting you an on-base job that pays fantastic money as well as gives you good benefits. But you wanna make sure that instead of just comparing the cost of living, that you can make sure that you can land a job that cost of living actually makes sense. And according to US News, a recent article that they just posted, the median household income for Macon, Georgia is $47,700 versus $83,181 nationally. So again, half the price, half the pay, but there are options. And again, in the description below, I have my guides. I actually put together a job board just because I helped so many people relocate to the local area. I was kind of getting tired of people wanting to move here and they just couldn't land a job when there's so many opportunities. So I put everything in there for you, whether or not you want to work on Robins Air Force Base or all the major employers that are actually hiring, they're in there. I got your back. And that leads me to the next point. Is it safe? What's the crime like here in Macon? Let me show you something wild. If you go right now and search on Google and type in, is Macon safe? There was a lawyer running an ad campaign based on the 2018 numbers of crime rate, and that ran all the way from 2018 all the way to 2022. So we have 4 years of ads being pushed onto the internet, and it actually took ground. Even the mayor of Macon called that individual out on it. And I wanna go from 2022 to 2025, just looking at homicides. I know it's a really heavy word, but I just wanna show you what the city of Macon has recently done when it comes down to crime. And if we look at 2022, we see that homicides fell from 70 to 29 here in 2025. Year after year, crime has continued to go down and down. Now, I'm not saying that it's the safest place in the world. I'm gonna throw this out there. Any city, you know, you gotta be careful. There's a lot of population, and with population just comes crime. That's what's going on. But again, it's not zero. But when you go on a website like niche.com and you look up crime and you pull up the city as a whole, you're going to be able to see where those pockets are. And then you, as a buyer, if you're watching this video looking to buy a home, you can decide which pocket is going to be best for you. So then you can look up amenities, you can look up school systems, you can look up crime, and that's really going to help you pick that pocket, because any city, or regardless of where you buy a home from, has different pockets that are different for different individuals. And I'm saying that based on your wants, right? For example, me, I live down here in Byron. I back up to a peach orchard. I'm right next to the gym, right? 6 minutes away. All of my shopping and restaurants that I like to go to are all within 10 minutes. It's pretty peaceful out here. Got a lot of birds in the backyard. That's how I want to live. But again, if you are working in Macon and you don't want to commute at all, you need to make sure that it's going to be good for you and your family. So just going on Zillow and seeing based off of $300,000 to $450,000, let's just say that that's your budget, and you start looking through houses, That's not where you want to start. You want to start based off of what community that you would like to live in, based off of your wants. Do you want amenities? Do you need school systems? Is crime something that's important to you, et cetera, et cetera? Then we find the homes that go up for sale within those areas, and then we move forward. But that leads to the next pro. The job market is deeper than most people think. And this is not a town with no work. Geico's largest office is here within the local area, as well as Atrium Navicent. They employ over 4,500 people, and they're pouring billions of dollars back in for expansion. Then you add Mercer, you add the new medical school that they just have. Oh, I don't know, maybe Amazon. If you've ever driven by that building, I tried to take some footage the other day of that building. They had a security guard out front, so I got a little nervous. I didn't pull in. There's just a lot going on. And that's just Macon, okay? Think about just south of Houston County. You have Warner Robins Air Force Base. You have Jack Links that just opened up a new facility down there. You have Purdue, you have Frito-Lay. There's so many places for jobs. And then you just go north up to Forsyth, which is literally what touches the north side of Macon, and they're opening up a 600,000 square feet facility, over 500 new high-end jobs that they're going to be hiring. It literally started 3 weeks ago for hiring and going over the next 18 months, and it's going to be aerospace, defense, and for an AI data center. There's so many opportunities. Again, that's why I made you a guide. It's in the description below in this video. Jobs are popping, and they're actually paying too. Now for the next con, the schools need a strategy. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat the schools. I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't. And as of now, the district-wide math proficiency is around 17% against a state average of 39%. But here's what they don't tell you, 89% graduation rate. It's been over the state's average 3 years in a row now. And on top of that, fantastic private schools, okay? And you also have some nice colleges here in the local area. But here's the thing. Your address is going to dictate your school system. So you want to make sure, like I was saying earlier in the video, if schools are important to you, that you can make sure that you know what districts are for what schools so that you can buy in that right location. But if you need any help, again, I can help walk you through that process. My contact information is in the description. Now, honestly, my favorite pro in this entire video, it comes down to location because it is in the dead middle of the state of Georgia. Now, when I was stationed over at Fort Benning, which is Columbus, Georgia, I'm telling you what, I hated the state. We did training cycles, spring, summer, fall, so hot with all that kit and gear on, run around outside, and then we deploy every winter. So I was just miserable. I was so done. I told myself I'm never coming back to Georgia no matter what. Then I met a beautiful woman from Warner Robins, Georgia, and I've been here for like 5 years now. But the thing is about this being the middle of the state, first and foremost, I know this is a little off topic when it comes down to location, but try me on this, okay? People are so nice. You go to a grocery store, you go to a drive-through, people are so kind. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. People hold the door open for you. Just start a conversation. I promise you, the only people that talk bad about this area are people that were born and raised here because they have the "I haven't left my hometown" syndrome. I hate my life. Then go move. Just go leave. Everybody feels the same way about their hometown. But I've been to a lot of places around the United States, and I'll tell you what, I love Middle Georgia. People are awesome. So nice, okay? That's my number one reason when it comes down to location. However, you're an hour and a half south, not even an hour and a half south, just in case there's some Atlanta traffic, because Atlanta sucks. I hate the traffic in Atlanta. To the airport, okay? You go a little bit further north, you have the city of Atlanta where there's so much to do. You can go watch some Atlanta Braves, get some tasty food. I know they have a lot of concerts in Atlanta. There's just a lot going on because Atlanta has 5.5 million people. And the state of Georgia has just less than 11 million, so literally half the state's population lives in Atlanta, so guess what? There's a lot to do. Or you could be more like me, you can just go south on I-75 and go to the beach and get away. 4 hours, 4.5 max, you're at the Gulf. It's awesome. You drive 5 hours, you're at Clearwater. You drive a little bit further, you have just amazing beach access. Or you wanna go over and head out east, you can go to Savannah. There's just a lot to do. Or my favorite, drive around Atlanta because you don't want to drive through Atlanta, and go to the North Georgia mountains, get a cabin for the weekend. Go hike, go enjoy peaceful nature in the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's so much to be able to do. But that's my favorite pro of this video, is the location. But the next con on the list, it's hot, and you're gonna need a car. So let's just be honest, okay? There's actually two cons in this one. The summers are no joke. Highs around 92 and humidity that will soak your shirt walking to the mailbox June through September. And there's a bus system, but realistically, you're gonna need a car. And if you hate heat and love walkable transit, I'll tell you straight, there just isn't anything for you. Yeah, sure, you can get an Uber, but the last time that I tried to do Uber, I was dropping a U-Haul off, and I'm not even making this up. I'm like maybe 7 minutes from my house. I click on Uber, it's like a 15-minute wait, and it was gonna cost $41. Bro, I just waited for my wife to get done with what she was doing to pick me up. So there really isn't any public transit. And now you're gonna be like, Luke, but there's a bus stop in one single location. Yeah, you're gonna have to look it up on your own. But at the end of the day, if you are trying to go from work to the grocery store, back home in different locations, you're not gonna be able to bus hop like a normal city. And also too, with how hot it gets in the summertime, you're probably not gonna want to because you're gonna be soaking wet by the time you get to where you wanna go. And the last pro for this video, it's gonna be the soul of the city. There are so many things to do. And this is just what makes people fall in love with Macon. Every spring, 350,000 cherry trees turn the whole city pink. And this is the town that birthed the Allman Brothers, Otis Redding, Little Richard, and downtown's exploding with new restaurants and breweries, and the houses are cheap and the character is priceless. There are so many activities. Just like I was talking about, we have the Cherry Blossom Festival, and there's so much to do. So many food trucks. My favorite stuff is the crafts. I actually got my wallet, which is not in my pocket, it's in the kitchen. I got this cool wallet, and it has George Washington on it, and it has like a little saying, you know, it's just so random. But they have like actually cool stuff that like doesn't suck, and it's so many. It's not like a normal craft fair, you know, where there's just like a couple people making wreaths and then like you try some fudge. I mean, they have everything. And then also too, the music scene. We have the amphitheater here now, and it's continuing to grow. And a lot of people don't know the history of Macon. One of my favorite things to do is actually to go to the Hay House. This is my wife and I's second date. It was so cool. If you want to get married there, we thought about it, and then we realized just the venue was like 14 grand. And that was like 5 years ago, a long time. But there's a lot of cool stuff to do. And when it comes down to music, like I was saying, you can go and check out the history. There's a lot of cool things and breweries and places to eat, right? Give a couple shout outs here real quick. Taco Mac, I know it is a chain, but that chain is so good. Get the mozzarella sticks, okay? I know it's a heavy appetizer, but you'll be happy. Now look, Macon can be a great opportunity for the right family or individual based off of your needs. And if you need any help determining whether or not Macon may be a good fit for you, just shoot me a text message at 478-888-7808. I'd love to be able to help serve you and your family. And hey, there's a lot of other places here in the local area that's not Macon. We have a lot of different suburbs and cities. Depending on your needs, we can hop on a phone call and I can help you find home. And also too, free relocation guide in the description of this video to be able to help you make that decision for yourself. But hey, if you just want to have a conversation, we can just hop on a phone call. That's easy as well. See you on the next one.